Might be a little bit of a race of attrition for some of these cars out in this final. So I've just been handed how this is all going to stack up. And this is how this feature is going to go for the South Island Super Saloon Championship. The top qualifier out of those heats gets to choose which position they want to start in. And the top qualifier was your 3NZ in the form of Burson. And Burson has decided that he wants to go off P2. So P1 is going to go to Richie Taylor in the 58C car. Inside of row number 2 will be Ray Stewart. Outside will be Trevor Elliott. Then we go third row back. Inside will be Hayden McKay. Outside, Paddy North. Inside of row number 4 in the form of 17C, Ryan Marsden. Outside will be the hard charging Terry Soper in the 8D car. The fifth row inside will see Kane Lawson. Outside is going to see 73C in the form of Mark Gruton. Inside of row 6 we'll go to Jackson Lovelady. Outside 95T, and that'll be Owen Dixon. Inside of the next row will be 77T in the form of Greg Johnson. Outside 88N Mannery. Then inside of the next row, Paul Simon. Outside, Ewan Shearing. Last one on the grid. Hoping for some better luck will be Paul Berg. Just make sure he comes out on the track. That's how they're going to stack up for this feature race tonight. Plenty of points on offer. As everybody files out, water truck puts down another layer. Manera out on the track in the 88N car, followed out by Ewan Shearing. I'm not quite sure, but for some reason McKay stopped coming out of 2, now stopped entering 3. Although he gets underway again, hopefully no problem with that T86 car. So everybody out on track. Circulating now, just packing in that water. Water truck dampening down inside of the pole line. And they were told again, the pole line is there for a reason. Demarcates the inside of the track. Left front wheel over, it's okay anymore. And you seem to make an advantage. You will be spotted 2 places straight away. So again, the 86C car, quite slow around the track. Everybody else is in 1 and 2. 86 looks like it might be heading to the center of the track. So problems already. Not a good start. McKay, nope, does a loop. Not sure if there's a problem. The car's been faltering a little bit as it's been going around the track. Just touring around the infield. Looks like he's going to join in the position he should be in. That's going to be third row inside. Next to Paddy North. Manages to get there. So we'll keep an eye on that car as this race unfolds. Still looking a little bit slippery out there. Any questions? Travis Clark of the course will give them the thumbs up or the thumbs down. As we said, the drivers are the ones that are racing on it. Coming round through turn number 4 now. Let's see what Travis does. Nope, just letting the drivers go past again. No signal for laps to go. Out he goes again, gives a big size 10.5 boot check to the track. Such a graceful man when he's out there on the clay. Just a reminder, folks, if you're getting back in your vehicles, around your vehicles, make sure that those lights don't come on. Even if they're the headlights, make sure they're off. There's a car over there in turn number 3. Just up the back there, make sure your lights are off. It's just enough of a distraction to the drivers. Travis now singling. There'll be 1 lap to go. Again, if someone's near that driver over in turn number 3, just at the exit, just to try to get them to turn those headlights off in that car. So Travis gives them the signal. Everybody's got the thumbs up. Once the last car passes, he's going to leg it into the middle. So Berg not making it out for this one. Car still sitting in the pits. Everybody else is ready for the charge. Heading down towards turn number 3. It's going to be Burson who'll lead them around. Richie Taylor on the inside of row number 1. Burson in charge of the start. Here it is, feature, 25 laps to go. Green lights go on, green flag drops, and they're charging down towards 1. Burson, great move to be off 2. Slides into first position. Richie second, Elliott third. Then we'll go back to Stewart. The fight's on now between Soper and North for the next position. We'll see how they all square up out of turn number 4, but it's Burson out in front of the moment. Richie Taylor keeping him honest as they head down towards turn 1 and 2. Elliott still in third. Then we go back to Stewart. Further back in the pack, is having a bit of biffo. And it looks like that Lovelady was fighting with Gregory Johnson as they head down towards turn number 1 again. And Burson doing a great job out in front, just managing to edge away from Richie as they head down towards turn number 3. Elliott, Stewart, then Soper. Oh, Richie Taylor has a moment down in 3, had to back out of it. That's allowed Elliott up alongside him. Down towards turn number 1. Elliott slides into second position. It was only a small mistake. That's all you need to make out here. Elliott slides past for second. Burson starting to get away at the front. Soper, he likes the high line through 3 and 4. Let's see if it helps as they head down towards turn number 1 again. Burson doing a great job out in the front. He's got 4 to 5 back to Elliott. Couple back to Richie, then about 4 more back to Ray Stewart. That's your top 4. Then we go Soper, North. As they come round now, everybody's looking pretty good. In 7th position, we've got Fluffy. Then we go back to Lawson. Then McKay. Doesn't see too much wrong with that car at the moment. Dixon next. Then we're back to Ryan Marsden, well and truly back in the pack. As Burson crosses the line for lap number 6. Down into turn number 1, Elliott now starting to make a bit of an impression on the back of that car. They've pulled away the front 2 from Taylor by about 8 car lengths. Ray Stewart on the back of Taylor's bumper now. About 3 or 4 back to Soper, then a chunk back to North by about 10. 2 out the front, starting to extend that lead a little bit. Elliott not giving up at all on the back of Burson, as you would expect. But Burson looking good through all the corners. Elliott tries hard, right on the rear bumper as he comes out of 4. I've got to say, Burson's got the squirt down the straight at the moment. Elliott very quick through the corners. And Burson's got some go down the straight as Paddy North makes it to the centre of the field. 46E stops in the middle. So a problem with Paddy's car as Burson charges down to turn number 1. Elliott still glued to his bumper. We're going 4 to 5, 6 back to Richie Taylor, who's got Ray Stewart on his bumper. Another 4 or 5 back to Soper, then 12. We go all the way back to the 73 car of Fluffy. And he looks like he's got Lawson starting to come at him now. Then we've got McKay next. As Burson heads down towards turn number 3, comes around now, still got Elliott hard on his tail. As they head across the line to get the next one, it's Burson, it's Elliott, it's Taylor. Then it's Stewart, Soper, Fluffy, Lawson, McKay, Owen Dixon, then Marsden to your top 10. Now even Burson, a couple of 3 away from Elliott. Plenty of dust rising out there at the moment with these big tyres on this track. Down into turn number 1 and 2. Still 3 in it from Elliott. Burson out in the front. Then we're going to go a chunk back now. I've got to give it about 20 cars back to Richie Taylor. 3 cars back to Stewart. Then another 3 backs to Soper. Fluffy, he's another 10 back. As they head through again, that's lap number 13. Burson doing a great job. Pulls away from Elliott a little bit more. They come now down through 3 and 4. Let's have a look and see. 0.9 last time as they went past. What's it out to now? 1.2 for Burson over Elliott. Richie falling back a little bit further off those front 2. Ray Stewart can't find a way past. He's glued to the bumper, allowing Soper to catch up. So we're looking at 3rd, 4th and 5th. There's a battle going to start there. As Lawson looks like he's been overtaken by McKay. McKay right on the back bar of Fluffy now as they head down towards turn number 1 and 2. McKay's going to go round the outside. Manager's just about to get it to stick. He fires it down the outside of 3 this time. So he'll pick up a position. As we said, plenty of dust out there at the moment. So 73C and Grocott. He loses a position. As now we see them all filing through. The 3 NZs first. Then we've got Elliott next. That's out to a 2-seconder. Ray Stewart fighting hard through 1 and 2 to get past Richie Taylor. Soper watching what's going on in front. Although, oh, we've got another wheel off a car. Another wheel has come off a car as they come out of turn number 2. And that could be Manera over there parked up in the 88N car with the left rear missing, which at this present point in time is trying to get some laps in itself as it rolls itself round turns 3, turns 4. Nope, it's decided to head to the infield. So this tyre doing exactly what it needs to do as a crash truck tries to chase it, stop it interfering with any of the cars, and pulls it up opposite the pit gates. So unfortunately, left rear off that car, tow truck at the ready. That'll close them all up. Let's run through it. Burson out in front, Elliott next. Then we go back to Taylor. Ray Stewart in 4th, Soper in 5th, McKay in 7th. Grocott back there, doing a great job. He's in front of Lawson. Then we go back to Lovelady. Ryan Marsden hasn't been able to do much from back in the pack. And then we go back to Owen Dixon. We'll be back there in 10th position. Behind him will be Greg Johnston. And then we go to Ewan Shearing. And then Paul Simon. There's a bit of a change around going at the back there as that yellow came out. So it says 16 laps done as Manera's car's taken into the concrete area in the middle. Burson, he's quick off the mark. I've got to give it to Elliott. He's matched him off the restart. So everybody's back in position. Looks like there's a little bit of controversy over there at the moment between 77T and 95T. Owen Dixon, Greg Johnson just trying to sort out who was where. Looks like they've done it now because the yellow lights are out as they tour through turn number 2. Heading down to 3, Burson's in charge of the freight train. He's the engine at the front. Let's see what he can do out of 4. When's he going to go? He's going to keep it late. Now he's away. Looks like Elliott read it pretty well as they head down to turn number 1. Richie right on the rear bar. There's nothing in it down there at the moment. McKay tries to go round the inside of Soper in 2. Doesn't get it to stick. So positions stay as they were after that restart. Elliott struggling to stay with the back of Burson. The 3NZ is up the track and gone into 1 and 2. Immediately a 5-car gap as Richie Taylor fights hard on the back of Elliott. Tries to go round the inside of turn number 3, but the door is shut by Elliott, which round the outside is letting the hard-charging Ray Stewart. Looks like he might just pull a position on Richie Taylor as he heads down to 1 and 2. They're 3 abreast as they head down towards 3. Ray Stewart trying to go right round the outside. Is there any grip there? Elliott struggling on the pole line. I'd say Ray Stewart's got the slingshot down the front straight into second position down to 1. Ray Stewart picked that well, called it perfectly. So Burson, meanwhile, he is out and gone, folks. He's going to be 15 car lengths in front. Ray Stewart next. Then we're going to go back to Elliott. He's learnt the hard way. The high line's fast. Now he's under fire by McKay and Richie as they head down to 1 and 2. Looks like the McKay's going to go round the outside of 2. Taylor doing a great job as McKay manages to pull it up in the 3rd out of 3 and through to 4. Trevor Elliott struggling at the moment. Taylor's fallen back as well. But Burson still doing a great job out in front. 2.1. Oh, Owen Dixon heads to the centre. The 95T car's out of this one. Burson, let's see what it is this time past. Is Ray Stewart getting closer? Yes, but not by much. As they head through 1 and 2, Burson down to 4. McKay in 3rd position. He's trying to catch Ray Stewart. Soper in 4th. Then we're going to go back to Elliott. Then we'll go back to Taylor, who's now under increasing fire by about 3 cars behind him. And the first one of it is Ryan Marsden. Grocot's in there as well. And they're 3 wide heading through turn number 2. That's the way to do it, and it's clean and nice. White flag comes out for the 3NZ of Burson. Ray Stewart next. McKay, touches a wall in 1. Gets away with it. Not sure how he did it. He's throwing everything at this. And the kitchen sink as he heads down to 3. But coming through 4 beautifully for a winner. Happy man in the form of Burson 3NZ. 2nd, Ray Stewart. 3rd will go to McKay. 4th will go to Soper. Trevor Elliott just manages to hold on from Ryan Marsden. And then we're going to go back to Richie Taylor. Then Lawson will come home. Then Grocott. It was all on out there tonight. But a very happy, a man who absolutely loves this track. And he's doing a whole chunk of winning when it comes to these race meetings. And that's Ian Burson in the 3NZ. He managed to win the Ray Stewart 70 lapper back in January the 11th. Turns up here on February the 8th and managed to win the 25 lap feature for the South Island Super Saloon Championship, and that is a champion effort. As we said, had some bad luck in the Mag and Turbo Super Cup. Broken front suspension. Tell you what, that's all gone and forgotten because he's doing a fantastic job out here tonight. Ray Stewart, tremendous effort to get 2nd. And it hurt some of those drivers further back in the pack. As now we see Ian Burson, he's lining up, flames bellowing out the side of the 3NZ car. The Tate's New Zealand Limited sponsored vehicle gets the checkered flag in his hand. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Flash your lights, toot your horns, let him know what he's done tonight. It's been awesome. That's Ian Burson for you folks. Champion effort. Remember, after the race meeting, you can head down to the pits, give him a pat on the back, tell him what he's done. It's been wicked here at the Heavy Track Central Motor Speedway tonight. They never fail to please in these big cars. He's a smiley chap at the best of times, but I reckon you won't be able to wipe that smile off his face for most of tomorrow and the rest of tonight. Well, folks, that only leaves one more event tonight. And this is what we've been leading up to in the last 2 nights. And that is the New Zealand Production Saloons Championship. The places have been decided for the start of this final 20 laps. Cars are assembled out there in the pit area.